It seems like something is in the air. There's been a common trend. Man, it seems like it's a common trend going on. Divorce. We are seeing divorce at an alarming rate. No matter, nobody's safe. Tom Brady ain't safe. I'm not safe. Shit, Lavar Ball is not even safe. And I felt so inclined to make this video because it's something that a lot of us men are going through, and that is something that as men, we should talk about these things. And, I just want to give my take on it. And even men like Lavar Ball, with all this status and power and money and marriage, is one of those things that men and women, we move with different codes, if that makes sense. But before I get into all that, let's just talk about marriage in the modern era. Traditionally, back in the old days, 1940s, 30s, 20s, 50s, 70s, when women didn't have as much equality, the roles were different. So the man could go out and do all these crazy things, work, take care of the family, provide for the mom while she raised the kids. But in today's era, it's more even kill. Women have just as amount of rights as men. And most of the time, women get on their shit faster. Us men, we tend to take risks, gamble, give into our vices and things like that. So women are a little bit more ahead in some areas, even with maturity. But I digress. The reason why you shouldn't feel bad, he shouldn't feel bad, nobody should feel bad about divorce, when you really peel back the layers and remove the emotion from it and look at it from a logical point of view, nothing is forever. Everything has an expiration date. Relationships, friendships, jobs, all of that, it has an expiration date. And at the end of the day, their marriage had an expiration date. Like mine had an expiration date. Yours probably has an expiration date. If you're not married, your boyfriend and girlfriend, that relationship can have an expiration date. So I say all that to say, you got to enjoy the time that you have with people and really cherish those moments, because people change. Let's be for real, people change. For example, I'm only going by what's been given to us, and I mean all respect to both parties. But his wife, she had a stroke, all that. And guess what? My man's was there holding it down for the family. Because men, we make sacrifices for our family. Women make sacrifices in other ways. And like I've said before, I don't want to make this video about me bashing nobody. I'm just giving my take on it and my opinion and my feedback to help other men out there. But hey, listen. Also, one thing you have to realize, like I said before, men and women, we have a different code of ethics. Men will sacrifice our happiness for our family, for our kids. Because we want to be there for our kids and our family. We will sacrifice happiness. We will even get to the roommate stage just for the happiness. Some men let their girls cheat on them and they cheat on their girl. And as long as they don't find out for the kids, but that's not healthy. And like I said, people change. One thing I've learned is women are loyal to their emotions and how they feel. Men, we are loyal to our families, our structure, especially if you grew up without a dad and you want to be a dad and you feel like you've been betrayed and your whole family's been ripped away. That's how it is sometimes. Men are in love, women are in business. So when a woman is loyal to her feelings and she no longer feels fulfilled, I'm going to be 100% real with you, bro. She broke up with you 3-4 months ago, and tried to detach over time. Men, and when she finally tells you, it's like, boom. But 9 times out of 10, she's already detached and found the backup plan already. That's why women move on much faster in divorce, especially when they initiate it, because the play was already in action. She was just waiting to say hi and throw the touchdown. Now, it's up to you, the man, to realize that this happens and that this is life and you can't hold on forever. and try to fight for your family back and be toxic. That's not the way to do it, fam. You just gotta accept it and move on. You just gotta accept it and move on. And now let's look at it in perception of what mistakes Lavar Ball might have made. You know, like I said, I don't know him personally. This is all perception. So I see Lavar Ball as a strong, masculine man. Like, hey, I know what I'm going to do. I got a plan. Look what I did with my boys. I got them to the league. It's hard to tell me something I know it all. I got us all this money. You ain't never had to work a day in your life. I got it all. I got all the answers. That's what type of man I perceive him to be. And that's a great trait to have. However, there's good and bad to everything. And the reason I say this is because I watched a live stream with the streamer Neon, and he had Lavar Ball on there. And when he was talking about it, I'm not a good editor. I'm not going to put all that in there. You can go find it on your own. But he was talking to this lady in there, and you can tell that his tone is very strong and demanding and authoritative. Like, hey, do this. I told you to do this. If you just listen to me, this would happen. You can tell he's real strong. And after a while, she probably got fed up with it and just said, peace out, kid. I don't care what you did for me. I don't care if you nursed me back to health and you think I'm supposed to stay with you because you lost your leg and you helped me. Like I said, women don't move with the same codes. So you can't fault her for that. She just decided she wanted more. She don't care how old she is. She's young, old. Women do it at all ages. Some women do it early in their life. Some women do it later in their life. At the end of the day, they all going to do it, especially if they've been with one person for a long ass time. They want to experience that. And 10 times out of 10, let me tell you, these dudes out here don't care about her age. They don't care about that cat being 50 plus. They know shit. That's Lavar Ball. That's LaMelo Ball mom. That's Lonzo mom. That's Jello mom. Shit, I'm going to crack the mom and see if I can get some money out of that. There are sharks out here. People really move like that. And you know these old ladies, older ladies, be going for these young bucks and they be knocking them ankles like this, boy. So the way I try to find humor in it, because it's not funny, but you got to find humor in these situations, is that you just got to heal. You know, you just got to find peace, accept it, and move on. Don't hold no grudges, because that's going to get you nowhere. You're going to keep looking back in the past and getting more angry, and you ain't never going to heal. So you just accept it. And that's what Lavar Ball is going to do. And that's what you're going to do if you're going through this situation. You've been fighting for your life, fighting for your marriage, fighting for your foundation, fighting to keep your wife, and she just pulled the rug from you and says she wants different. Just accept it. It's going to be tough. Accept the new reality. Don't fight with the new man. Don't even care about the new man. As long as your kids aren't being disrespected, that is not your problem. Find peace, find yourself, and I promise you, get with that man above and everything will take care of itself. If you guys found any value in this video, entertained, you know, all that good stuff, go ahead and do your boy a favor, like the video. Please comment your thoughts below. I would love to hear you guys' opinions on this situation right here. Share. The more we share, the more we grow as a brotherhood. So please comment, repost, reshare, you know, all that good jazz. Subscribe, tap the bell icon. You already know. Peace and love. We out of this thing.